Hello my dear friends, today we're gonna continue with our work and I'm gonna color my painting, my drawing. I will do it with the watercolor pencils. This is IKEA set. I'm starting to work with the background and why it's so. Of course, it's always nice to color apple, for example, or butterfly because it's a center of our composition. But in my opinion, background it's the hardest part because at this moment it's very easy to fail your drawing. It's very easy to make mistakes or some spots when we will add water. IKEA pencils have a very nice quality and each piece will cost really cheap, so it's a nice way to try a new material for you. I'm using different colors. As you see, it's midnight blue, it's a black and it's a brown. Don't push too much. Don't add too many color in this step. It's always possible to add layers and layers. So don't try to make colors really deep in one layer, right? Because it's not possible to remove after. Why I choose midnight blue now? Because our composition will be in warm colors like green and red and yellow, and cold blue background will really make nice contrast. I will continue now with the midnight blue, and as you see, I'm trying to do the gradient. I don't like small compositions as this one. I don't like background till the end, till the border of the list, because I think it's like a small training work, and I don't like to spend too much time for the background to make it till the end, right? And now I'm adding green, and I'm mixing colors together. I'm trying move softly, pen softly, not to make it too greenish or too bluish. When you're mixing at this step before water, when you will add water after, colors will mix together. And now it's a light blue. We have two blue colors like sky blue and midnight blue. All colors here from this set I tried. It's very nice pigmented. It's have a really bright shiny colors, no any grayish middle tones, nothing, really bright, and it's lots of pleasure to work with IKEA pens. And I also like to use brushes from IKEA, and honestly I like, they are so let's say they are so trendy, right? Because painting now it's really in a trend, especially for adults. Kids always like to draw, but for us, for adult people, sometimes we missed it in our childhood and we like to try it when we are growing. Now I'm starting to add water some tricks. I have a wet napkin in my left hand and I'm cleaning brush after I'm making, see, this fading color. I'm adding clean water very carefully, and the color I don't want anymore, I'm just cleaning brush with a napkin. Well, my my English not that perfect, and I don't want to spend too many time with it translating, so I'm trying to explain as much as I can. Look how colors nicely mixing together with the water, and how bright and wonderful colors showing themselves. This paper have a very good quality. It's absorbing water very well because it's a watercolor paper, and I recommend, of course, to use a special one, not normal for printing or something, because print paper have not good quality for watercolors. We will add more layers, as I said already. Clean, see these drops, color drops that going from the brush. Clean it instantly, because when it's drying you can't remove it anymore. So if background already getting dry, you will be not able to make it softly go into the white paper. This is not a hard technique, and I'd say watercolor pencils, it's a smart choice if you are traveling, for example, if you are working in gardens. We have here in St. Petersburg a very nice botanical garden, but I'm not sure I want to keep with me a lot of stuff like a box of watercolor and box of brushes, and to find their water or something, because it's not easy, right? So if I'm going there and I'm drawing sketches from the nature, I can make color sketch without water, and when I'm coming home I can just add water and complete. Okay, I'm pretty happy with my first layer. Make sure it's dry already. Sometimes I'm using hair dryer to make paper not wet, because if you will draw with your watercolor pen on the wet paper, you can scratch it easily and damage your picture, so the result will looking not that good, right? We don't want to make any these simple mistakes. I just at this step I just want to add some deeper bluish color in the middle, because I really like to make feeling like this apple on a real tree and it's some deep background. And now let's start with this juicy apple. We have to make it really tasty looking, right? When you're trying to add color, I'm starting with a red. make your lines on a shape, as shape going. First I put red, second in the middle it's orange, and see all lines going on a shape of apple. This is a dark brown, because at this part we're gonna make a shadow, and more orange. I'd say let's add some yellow, and in my view it's looking good already, to be honest. And I think I don't want to make very deep red color for an apple, because if you will look on real apples, look, this is a trick, because you can remove some pigmentation with a special rubber. Please check your art shop. There is some soft rubbers that this material, special rubber, can remove pigment after you already put it on a list. And carefully adding water, mixing. It's just the first simple layer, and we're gonna make it deeper and deeper. But basically we already made a shape of an apple, right? We found spotlight. Now it's draw paper, next step, and look, see this draw paper, and look, all colors after they are brighter than before. So we have to make colors deeper now, and this place I want to make a little bit greenish, because all fresh apples, as you saw, if you have an interest, you need to look at natural apple, fresh apple, and you will see this bottom part of apples sometimes have a green color, and it's giving to fruits those fresh look. This deep brown, let's say wrinkles, it's also small detail that giving feeling as it's a real apple. This picture, to be honest, not really natural, because it's a hardest situation, not usual situation where you can find at the same time fruit and flower on a fruit tree. But sometimes it's really possible to see, and once I saw it in Sochi. It's a city on Black Sea, and it was a really warm autumn, and fruit trees started to bloom again in late August. So it was apples and flowers same time. So I really saw it in the nature, and you can Google if you like. It's plenty of photos there, so you can be sure it's possible to find in a real nature. Look, now I'm adding some more red color, and only place I'm leaving without color now, it's light place on top of apple, and I'm also adding some red spots and dots and lines to make our apple looking alive. This is some brown color just to make shadow from our flower, but in general this apple already looking good in my view. It have a nice shape, it have a volume, some yellow I'm adding again, and I can tell you it's only your opinion at what step you want to stop. And look, this is a magic again, water making all colors really really looking bright and colorful, and apple looking very nice, starting to looking nice. We have some, if you saw on a step before, after water drying, all colors getting light again, not so saturational. But we have some fixatives. It's a spray for fixating, for example, pastel. You can, if when your picture will be already complete, you can spray with a fixative, and all colors will show saturation, their saturation again. But I like this soft, delicating pastel effect from pencils. My apple almost ready. I'm just adding more color and water. Be sure you not making this part too dark, this bottom edge of apple, because it's a place where apple have a reflex. It's also light from the bottom, and it's making round shaped objects looking voluminous, looking alive. But in art school, at first class, it's a basic level. We started those time with simple white balls. At this step, you knowing how to draw round-shaped objects. This is another technique. First, I demonstrated dry pigment plus water, but now I'm just made pencil wet, and with wet pencil I'm putting this very soft pigment straight on a paper. Look at the pencil. This is a wet pencil, and now I'm working with a pencil more as with aquarelle. See, because it's giving color to paper easily, and our apple really started to look really good, right? So let's add some dark details, add spots we like. For example, this part, it's bottom of an apple, and I think apple is ready. I will work now on second part, which is butterfly, and I think my video will be already too long, so I think I will need to make a third part with the leaves and the flowers. Now let's see its butterfly. It's a type calling here chocolate butterfly. I will work with the black and the brown colors. I'm making now pencils sharp because I need thin lines. It's not easy step, and it's not an easy motif. Insects for watercolors, because if you will look at photos, insects and the butterflies, they have really tiny legs, they have lots of details, and it's just not possible to make all these details with the watercolor pencils. Or you have to make your picture really big. In this size, it's almost the same size as a natural butterfly. It's just not possible to make so many details. So our main option here, it's the same color as a natural butterfly have, so it's a black and brown, and I'm leaving some major white spots as this type of butterflies have. Some orange details. Main work in the future, when we will add water with a very small brush. At this step, it will be possible to make details smaller. Here, apple, I showed you I did 3 layers, one by one, but with the butterfly, I think 1 layer it's just enough, because I don't need to create a volumal object, because wings of butterfly, it's a flat object, so I don't need to construct really a volumal shape, right? So 1 layer just enough. I'm using now smallest brush from the IKEA set. It's a wet brush now, and carefully, don't rush at all. If you need to, after apple, you can take some rest before butterfly, because now you have to work really carefully, make lines thin and sharp, and then butterfly will look really very similar to the natural picture. In front of me, you can't see it from this video, but in front of me I have a couple of photos of real butterflies, this type of butterflies, and some photos of apples, because of course I'm not keeping in my mind all types of butterflies, or I'm not keeping in mind how apple have to look from this side. Now see, I'm really very close to butterfly because I need to work carefully, not make any mistakes, because dark color not forgiving any mistake. Now if I will do something wrong, it's not removable. Here it's just a black, dark black wing, and from this black area I'm just lining very thin lines. See, it's not with pen, it's not possible to do with a pen, but with brush, yes, I'm just working as I'm doing it with a normal watercolor. So it's lots and lots of techniques and special tricks you can use, or even you can find it yourself if you're working with a watercolor pencil. It's really good because you can draw, for example, with your kids in a daytime, and it will be just normal kid style pictures, and in the evening with the same material you can do really works looking really professional. So this set IKEA, I'm really happy I got it, really happy, and I'm happy IKEA producing it now. So for example, if you're using kids watercolor, it's have not the same quality as a professional watercolor die. As for this pencil set, this is just the same, So look, it's another trick. I need a very strong pigment, very strong color from pen, and I did it on paper here, and just add some water there, and working as with a normal watercolor dye. And this is the last wing. It's very on a picture I have in front of me, it's very delicate, don't have any detail or something, because it's have a blur on a photo I choose for this butterfly. And that's it. I think this wing looking good and natural. I think butterfly almost done. In my view, very good one. Last part, it's a body of a butterfly and legs. Of course we have to create legs. Body, it's just a black body, and the light I will leave to make it, to create a volume on a body, and some wet brush. So if you saw steps before, now I don't need to say how to create it. Nothing actually difficult. And it's one more trick. I have a wet brush and I'm taking color straight from the pen. So look, with one set you have lots and lots of ways how to draw. It's only depends from you, from yourself, what way of using you're gonna choose now. Because you can choose a smaller brush and add some extra details. I will make last details after, when I will complete the background and the leaves. Here, so I just add some water to make orange deeper on a wing, and I will complete part 3 of this picture, and I hope you had fun to draw with me. It was Fedorova Katya for you, and see you next time.